Good evening. Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I apologize for it being so long between my last video and this one, but it's been a very busy couple of weeks for me. If you visit numista.com, you'll see that we have more than 5,000 banknotes loaded into the online tracking system, and they're getting the swap feature set up to facilitate worldwide swappings between collectors of banknotes and other collectors of banknotes, or collectors of banknotes with collectors of coins, or really any combination that you guys are willing to facilitate. That being said, I have not forgotten about my numismatic notes page, and I'm very excited to be able to continue sharing this video with you, and I hopefully will not take 2 weeks between videos anymore. I'd like to still do at least once a week. So I'd like to welcome you to this episode and share with you an Angolan 100 escudos. Angola was a former colony of Portugal, and so you'll see a lot of things that are Portuguese about these notes, including the language used on the note and the features on the note and the arms on the note. So let's get started. We have here a beautiful 100 escudos that measures 143 by 71 millimeters. If you look at the issue date right here just above the escudos, it was issued on the 10th of June of 1973. The 10th of June is not just Portugal's national day, it is the birthday of the gentleman that appears on the right end of the note, Luis de Camoes, or de Cambies. So we'll get into a little more information about Luis and the design as this progresses. This note is predominantly purple, greens, and brown. I think you'll see the greens on the back side of the note. The banknote book catalogs this as a as a B430. The standard catalog of world paper money catalogs this note as a PIC 106. I got additional information from Wikipedia. And so let's get started. On the right, we do have the poet Luis de Camoes in armor, wearing laurel wreath, and he's holding in his hand a book and in his other hand a quill. He is considered to be Portugal's greatest poet. He authored the epic Os Luisiodes, called the Lusiads in English. And he has been compared to Shakespeare, to Homer, to Virgil, and to Dante. He's definitely somebody the Portuguese are rightfully proud of. He was born in either 1524 or 1525, depending on who you use as your source. But what is not in dispute is that he died on the 10th of June in 1580. This date became Portugal's national day. You can see that he's not just winking at you. He literally lost his vision in his right eye during a battle with the Moors. And, he wasn't vain enough to be depicted with a glass eye or anything after that point. It is what it is. He had one eye. And the wreath that he's wearing, well, that signifies his role as a poet. And that ruff around his neck, that's not why he's being compared to Shakespeare, but that must have been a fashion at the time. The arms of the nation of Angola appear here, and if you look, you see the turrets and the walls that you see on most Portuguese themed or nations that have Portugal. You see the arms of Portugal, which, as a youngster, I always thought they looked like dice. I was like, oh yeah, dice. You see over the sea, because it's you see those little lines. I think that represents water, which represents a colonial possession over the waters. And over here, you have the arms that must be of Angola. Now, I'm not sure what the bottom critter is. I'm thinking it's a zebra, but I do know that the top figure you see barely here is an elephant. So this could have been a banknote in my elephant theme note my elephant theme video that I did a few weeks ago. I'm always finding new things to put in those categories. The rest of the note consists of lathe work from end to end. And here we have a watermark circle, and I'm not sure, but let me double check. Yep, how could I have been mistaken? The watermark is pretty much this part of Luis de Camoes' portrait, right there in the watermark. All right, let's take a look at the back of the note. Yes, you see the green appearing here on the back of the note. And I always like to take a second look at this note and make sure there's not a person hiding up in there, because I was taking a look at my Burmese It was either Burmese or Myanmar. Well, I was, let's just say Burma. I was looking at one of my Burmese banknotes that had a palm tree, and doggone if there wasn't a person climbing the trunk trying to harvest something, and I had never noticed it, and I had had it all these years. So I always like to look and see if there's not a hidden picture in the vignette. We have a bunch of lathe mark on the back of this note as well, and we have the same watermark window over here. You can kind of see the ghost of Luis de Cambis or Camoes right here. But over here we actually have an African oil palm, which has the scientific name of, I'm going to butcher it because it's in Latin, and as you know, if it's not in Oklahoman, I can barely say it. I believe it's Elais guineensis. Another name for the oil palm is the macaw fat. This palm actually grows to be about 20 meters tall, and each of those fronds that you see there can be 3 to 5 meters long. The fruit and the seed are extremely oil rich, and you can find this oil palm in the former Portuguese colonies of Angola and Guinea. It's a beautiful note. I enjoy the vegetable themes that you find on these notes. There's coffee beans on others in the series, and good stuff like that. And they show heroes of Portuguese history. It'd be nice if they showed some more heroes of, this is an Angolan note, Angolan history, and eventually they will, when colonialism ended, they started showing themes that related a little bit more to the local people. But I am fascinated with this depiction of Camoes because there are people that appear on banknotes or coins that you would never know are missing vision in one or both eyes. On a Czechoslovakian banknote, there is John Cicela, and he actually is depicted with an eye patch, so he's not ashamed of the fact that he has one eye. And these other people that, have blindness are probably not ashamed either. It's just how they're depicted on the notes. But Rama 9 of Czechoslovakia, I'm sorry, Rama 9 of Thailand is blind in one eye. In fact, he had a car wreck as a teenager, and I believe that every depiction of him shows him with one of his eyes being glass. And I'll be honest with you, I never knew which one it was. They handled it very well, but he is blind in one eye. Other people that are famous for being on coins and banknotes are Woodrow Wilson, who was on a high denomination U.S. banknote. Also, missing a vision in one of his eyes. And Theodore Roosevelt, I had no idea, missing vision in an eye. So you could put together a nice little exhibit and make bonus points at an A&A show or a national or a world show by having such a unique theme. I think that any collector of poetry, poets, armor, quills, pins, or people that are honoring the vision challenged, or handicapped people who've made it onto banknotes and coins would want to have one of these for their collection. Please visit, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel, Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Please click on the circle that has the snake getting milk to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm up to 129 now. I want to thank you guys for sharing and following. I am Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.